Hi everybody, Joe Bizzello for joebizzello.com and the CAP Equation Sales Methodology. The author, trainer, and speaker Bo Bennett says that a qualified referral is the key to the door of resistance in sales. And so we're going to talk about referrals, obviously. Hopefully you have reviewed our Referrals on Demand PDF that was sent to you. And if you have a note sheet, looks something like this. I'm working off that. So we're going to talk about your lead source, R.O.I, return on investment, where you should really be investing most of your time, and where most people and why most people don't. It's kind of interesting to track this. So I'm going to ask a couple questions and paint a picture for you. Have you ever listed out all the sources, lead sources that you're currently utilizing in your sales business? Have you ever got a big list of those? I like to do that. It's very visual. It helps me maybe add some others and expand those lists. Those lists get bigger. And you may even discover some sources that you should be using that you're not. But have you ever listed them all out, but then taken one more step and ranked them by return on investment, return on your invested time, and if you're investing money in leads? So I like to do that as well. Then let's ask a couple of questions, sub-questions that are pretty important. One of them, most obviously, is what do you think the highest return on investment sources are inside of your list? And of course, I've been doing this a while. It's not a trick question. It won't be a shock to you, but the one or two things that always come to the top, always rise to the top in terms of return on investment are someone from your personal center of influence, someone that you have credibility with, that invites you in to do business with them personally or in their business. And the second, either the first or second, is usually a qualified referral, a referral from a happy, satisfied customer that you're working with. And those rank one or two, usually for just about everyone. And then the other question on the reverse side of the coin, the other side of that coin is, what are the worst ROIs, the worst return on investment lead sources? And it's invariably a cold call using the phone or a cold call in the field. It's usually a cold call of some sort. And we know that. That's not a shock either. So the next question is, where are we spending most of our time? And I know the answer to that one as well. It's funny and it's weird, but most of the salespeople that I train and we coach spend an inordinate amount of time, 80% of their time, on the bottom, cold calling. And that's never made any sense to me, but that's where we find most salespeople doing a lot of field calling, a lot of cold calling. And don't get me wrong, cold calling is not dead. It's fantastic and it works, but it is the lowest return on investment. You have to go through, oodles and oodles of raw leads and qualified leads to get someone to see you, whereas your conversion rate on those high ROI lead sources, a center of influence, either your center of influence or someone else's center of influence, a very high conversion ratio. So the return on investment of time and money is very, very good. So the question I'll ask, and I want you to get thinking about, is what would happen in your business if we systematically reallocated the time we spend on that list? And I've actually put a list together. Yours may differ, but if you go to the last page of this PDF, there'll be a list of sources so you can see how they typically rank. Again, yours might be a little different. But if you look at that list, just to look at it, have it give you a mental picture, have it speak to you, what would change if you flip-flopped everything and you started to spend 80% of your time working on your center of influence, working on referral systems, working on referral skill sets, all the things necessary? How would that change your business? And when I ask people that aren't doing that, they almost as if they got hit by a brick on their head, they say, well, that would change everything. I'd start enjoying my business again because I don't want to be cold calling for the rest of my life, rest of my career. So really we need to flip-flop it, and that's what this session and some of the other sessions are going to help you do. And so I want to ask one last question before we wrap up this brief video and go on to some of the audio sessions, really dig into when to ask for a referral and how to ask for a referral. What are the two reasons that actually could be looked at as three reasons people don't ask for referrals, don't spend most of their time in this area? And I'd say that the number one reason is probably fear. There's probably some fear and concern. They may feel that they don't want to bother their client. They may be imposing on their client. So fear, and you know what fear stands for, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. It's not real at all. That's a concern that we need to beat down, and we'll help you beat that down. Really, we should want to help our clients help their friends. If we're of value to them, it's almost selfish not to ask for a referral. We want to be of value to their friends as well. In fact, if you're a great salesperson and a great service person, you know you'll take much better care of your client's friend than anyone else would. So it's actually selfish not to ask for referrals. But we have fears, concerns, we feel awkward, we feel uncomfortable. And then the other two reasons are we don't know when to ask for a referral, when the right time is, and we don't know how to ask for a referral. So fear gets in the way, not knowing when to ask, not knowing how to ask, not having a system. Really what we're going to help you do with this referral suite inside of this masterclass is we're going to help you beat that all down. We're going to help you beat your fears down. We're going to show you when to ask and how to ask for a referral. And we're going to get you to ask for referrals and get them in volume and highly qualified referrals. It's going to make your life easier. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Until next time, this is Joe Bizzello for JoeBizzello.com and the CAP Equation Sales Methodology. Let's get on to some of the other pieces of content.